Welcome to my channel Common Specialist, where you'll find videos covering syllabus areas for various academic qualifications and professional certifications, including life-changing business ideas and concepts. First of all, I would like to thank all my subscribers for their continued support up till now. I'm really thankful to all of you from the bottom of my heart. And a big apology for a delay in videos because I'm traveling from places. Now also I'm in Russia and shooting from Russia. So hopefully now videos will be quite regular. So let's begin with today's topic now. Today's topic is so very important, I cannot tell you. Let me start off with an example. What if you have a business and your business is taken care of by one of your managers? He does everything. He takes care of your business. He runs the entire operations, and at the end of the month, he prepares financial statements, does some calculation for you, and tells you what is your profit and loss for the month. What if your manager tells your profit is $5,000 for a month or $3,000 for a month? Would you believe what your manager is saying? 95% of the times, there is a trust deficit. You're thinking, what if the profit is high and he's just telling me 5,000? What if the profit is 9,500? That is a possibility. So the same thing happens for bigger businesses. Now I'm talking about public limited companies. All public limited companies are owned by shareholders, but are operated by the directors who are their managers. So there is a separation of ownership and management when we talk about public limited companies. So shareholders are scattered all around the world. They have invested in a company, and the companies are taken care of by the directors who are the managers of the company. At the year end, the directors prepare financial statements and they communicate the results of operation to the shareholder. Again, there is a trust deficit. What if the operation results are different and the directors are telling you a different story? So what happens? Shareholders, they appoint independent auditors. Auditors are people who check the financial statements of the company. And obviously, auditors are experienced, qualified, and certified. So what happens? When directors prepare the financial statements for a company, shareholders appoint auditors, auditors check the financial statements, they audit the financial statement, and they come up with their opinion. And their opinion is very important. Their opinion is whether they think that the financial statement prepared by the directors give the true and fair view of the operation of the company, whether the financial statement prepared by the management of the company is free from material misstatements, whether due to fraud or error, whether the financial statement prepared by the company is in compliance with the applicable financial reporting framework, the law of the land, the provisions of the regulator, and as per IAS and IFRS. So there are many things auditors are looking at. What we are talking about today is one of the important responsibilities of the auditors. The auditors have to comment on the going concern status of the company. To explain it in a layman's language, if I am auditing a company, among many things, I also have to report the shareholders about the continuity of the business, whether the business will be able to operate in the foreseeable future. So how would auditors know whether the business will continue to survive? And obviously, when I say foreseeable future, I'm not talking about another 5, 10, 20 years. Nobody can give a guarantee. What we're looking at is, will the business continue to operate in another 12 months? At least this much assurance we can give to the shareholders. Now you'll be thinking how auditors will know whether the business will continue to operate in the foreseeable future. So there are certain going concern indicators, both financial and non-financial. If you're talking about the financial indicators, we have to look at the liquidity ratios. We all know that liquidity ratios includes current ratio, quick ratio, working capital. So we have to look at the liquidity ratio of the company, its trend, and match it with the industry norms, industry standards. And based upon that, we decide whether the company is in a strong or weak position. Likewise, we look at the debt ratio, the leverage, total liabilities as compared to the total assets. If the total liabilities are far too high, that means the company is in a risk of default. They may not have enough assets to pay their liabilities on time, especially the long-term liabilities. If you look at the non-financial indicators, there are so many, I'm just discussing few. First of all, we have to look at the major customers. Think, what if a company has 100 customers, but 90% of the sales comes from only 10 big customers? And what if these 10 customers leave the company? that means the company's 90% sales will fall down. It will only remain 10%. 10% sales is as good as nothing. So if your major customers are leaving the company, it is a clear-cut indication for the auditor that the company would be in financial difficulty for sure. We also have to look at the top management. Guys, let me tell you, in all limited companies, there are 4 statutory designations. They must have these people working: the CEO, the CFO, head of internal audit, and company secretary. I've seen many times auditing companies that their CFO positions or CEO positions or head of internal audit or company secretary is vacant for a long time. That's a red flag. Why? Because these are senior people. And if a company is finding difficult to hire these people or get their replacement, which means there is something wrong with the company, because nobody would like to board a sinking ship. We also have to look at the restructuring of loan. If the company is going in difficulty, that's fine, that's normal. So if a company is in a financial crunch, can they restructure their long-term loans? Restructuring their long-term loan means, let's say originally they had a loan for 10 years and they were paying $1,000 every month as installments. Can they extend and restructure the loan from 10 years to 15 years, and instead of paying $1,000, they're paying $500 every month? Can this happen? Can they get more overdraft? Do they still have limit in their overdraft, or the limit has been exhausted? Are the creditors willing to lend the companies, or they have stopped giving credit? Are the investors willing to invest more, inject more capital into the business? If the answer to all this is no, that means the company is in a serious difficulty. We also have to look at the legal aspect. Are there any legal suits pending, any court cases pending against the company? What is the nature? What is the likely outcome? What if the cases are very, very severe, very, very serious? And most of the serious and severe and big cases finally ends up in bankruptcy of the company, because they have to pay huge penalties which they cannot afford, and the company has to wind up. Another thing you need to look at is the board meetings. If the company is in difficulty, that matter is so big, it is definitely brought on the table in the board meetings, and these are minuted. So you can check the correspondence of the company with the regulators, the minutes of the board meetings, so on and so forth, to have a good understanding regarding company's ability to continue in the foreseeable future. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, share this video with your dear and near ones, so that others can also benefit. If you have any queries, please leave a comment and I definitely respond to you. Thank you so very much for your precious time.